Hey there, and welcome to Workflows for Confluence. Workflows is an all-in-one document management solution that enables you to bring your business processes to Confluence and ensure content is managed and approved the right way. In this video, I'm going to show you everything that you need to know to get up and running with Workflows, from navigating the app to using its core features and where you can get help if you need it. But don't worry, whilst this video is longer than usual, it's broken up into chapters so you can skip forward to the parts that are most important to you. First, we're going to take a walkthrough of the Workflows for Confluence app so you can get familiar with its layout. Site and space administrators are the people who can access most of Workflows' functionality and are also the people who can create and edit document workflows. So once installed, you need to access Confluence administration. Next, you'll need to access Workflows for Confluence, which you'll see on the left-hand side. And this gives you access to a variety of options, and we'll start with the Workflows option first, which is where you can create, edit, and generally manage your document workflows. So once within the Workflow Manager, you have several options. We can press Generate Default to import the different templated workflows that we have available in Workflows for Confluence. Or, if you prefer, you can build your own document workflows from scratch using the Create option, and the choice is yours. And once you've created some workflows, this is where you would manage them and make any further changes as required. And as you can see here, we have a whole bunch of different workflows on the screen now. Next, we're going to take a look at the configuration options. This contains a whole host of options that allow you to further customize workflows and control how it is being used. Within the Global Settings tab, you will see you have the ability to set the default workflow for your entire Confluence site, but also control whether space admins can create workflows within their own spaces. Permissions allows you to select who can add or remove workflows to pages, as well as those who can add approvers on the fly. Auto assign is a really cool feature, and it enables you to automatically add workflows to specific pages when they match a certain CQL query. For example, you may wish to automatically assign a specific workflow to pages that have a certain label attached to them, and you can easily do this with auto assign. This feature is particularly powerful when you pair it with Confluence templates. You can add labels to templates that get added to the page upon creation, and that will then trigger Workflows for Confluence and the auto-assign feature. Bulk change allows you to apply workflows to a large number of pages in one go, and if you're starting to use workflows for the first time, you'll want to make use of this feature to save yourself a lot of time. Credentials allows you to manage the Confluence site credentials when using them with authenticated webhooks in Workflows for Confluence. This is an advanced feature, so we won't go into any further detail in this video, but we do have documentation available to help you if you need it. And finally, access is another feature that we won't cover in detail in this video, but again, we have some documentation on this if you wish to learn more about it. Now that's a quick run through of the main configuration settings in Workflows for Confluence. There are other more advanced settings, but in this video, we'll focus on just the ones that are most commonly used. Now, it's time to get familiar with the workflow builder, and we'll start by creating our very first workflow. We'll then add this workflow to a Confluence page so you can see how easy the process is. To access the workflow builder, we just need to jump back to the workflow settings here, and then we'll press Create. Let's give our workflow a name, and we'll give it a description. Just press Create, and this will then open the workflow builder. Now, the Workflow Builder is essentially a blank canvas for you to create bespoke, highly customized workflows for your documents. Now, in this example, we'll just create a very simple single-stage approval process, and I'll start by adding the Start node to the screen, and we just need to add a page status and call this Draft. Next, we'll add the approval stage. Okay, now the final stages are just to add approved and rejected, and then to connect the workflow together. Now this is a really, really simple single-stage approval process. As you can see, it's really quick and easy to create your own very bespoke workflows. We could, if we wanted, make this even more complicated, but we'll just keep this nice and simple so that we can show you how it works and how to add it to pages. Now, before I close the workflow builder, I just want to point out a couple of things. First, on the left-hand side, you have a whole host of actions that are available to use. You can easily drop these in to any point of your workflow and connect them, and this will automate very specific processes like adding labels to a page or updating the title of your Confluence page. There are lots of different options here, and they provide a lot of scope to customize your workflows further and make them right for your business. So we really recommend taking the time to familiarize yourself with these actions and test them out. Of course, if you have any questions or if you need any help with this, just reach out to our team and we'll be happy to help. Right, so the workflow has been created. I'll press save. And then once it's been saved, I'll jump to here and I'll just activate the workflow so we can now add it to pages. Now we just need to jump into a Confluence page. At the top, we have the button to apply workflow. So if I click that and just press apply workflow, this will give me all the different workflows that are now active in this Confluence site, and I can add any one that I want to the page. Now we just want to find the workflow that we created, which is this one here, and just click apply. Now the workflow has already been added to the page. You'll see at the top, now we've got the status showing as draft, which is the first status within the workflow itself. And then we just need to move the page through the workflow. So just click on draft here, a little window will pop up, and this will then show you the next stage within the workflow itself, which is design team review. I just click on this, it will move the workflow forward, as you can see by the little message that pops up in the bottom left, and the workflow has now moved forward to the design team review stage. If I click back into here, this is now the approval process. And as you remember, I was the only approver, so I can see myself and I also have the ability to approve and reject. So I'll just go and approve. I'll just say, great work, add a comment, press approve, and this will move forward to the final stage in the workflow. As you can see now, that's showing as approved at the top and the workflow has been completed. And it's as easy as that. That's how you add a workflow and move through it in Confluence. Now, before we finish, there are a few other cool features I just wanted to show you in this tutorial. First off, you can see a full history of the page and what stages of the workflow it has passed through. So here you can see there were a number of different workflows applied to this page over time, what statuses they've moved through, and you can see the date and the time that happened. You can also see that paired up with the Confluence version numbers, which is really, really helpful for an audit trail. You can also embed really important metadata into this page that relates to the workflows, and you do that just by adding macros. So if I click into here and do /workflow, I can see a whole bunch of different metadata options that are available to me. If I just click into this one here, this will give me a whole bunch of different options on the right hand side. I can select whether I want to see the workflow status, if I want to see the expiry date, if we've got one set. I can see the approvers for the current status in the workflow, so on and so forth. It's very customizable, and this is particularly great if you use this within tables itself. And finally, if you want to get an overview of all the Confluence pages using workflows, you can do that within the workflow search. You can find this on the left-hand side, like so, or just click into the apps menu and select workflows. Let's just click through to the left-hand side. You'll see the workflow search. You'll see all the different pages that are using workflows, what status they're at, the version number, which space they sit in, etc., etc. And you have a whole bunch of filters on the right-hand side, which can help you narrow that search down to exactly what you're looking for. This is really helpful, especially if you start to use workflows more and more, and you have more and more pages using workflows to go through the document management process. The workflow search is a great place to start. And there we have it. That's a really quick walkthrough of core features in workflows for Confluence. As I mentioned, there are lots of advanced features and it's very customizable, so there's way more that you can do with this product, but just wanted to give you a little bit of a sense of the core features that are in the product and how it works. But just remember, you're not alone when you're using this product. We have user guides available that cover all the main features, and we have a bunch of video tutorials embedded within them to help walk you through those core features, and you can then see them in action and get a step-by-step walkthrough. We also have our UK-based customer support team available to help you, so please reach out to support@appfox.io if you have any questions or need assistance at any point, and we'll be happy to help. But in the meantime, I hope you and your teammates enjoy using workflows for Confluence.